I will never be able to forgive her. Firefighter's wife learns her fate for telling boyfriend to murder husband so she could receive benefits. Aside from looking like the Wicked Witch, the title tells you everything you need to know. So she could receive benefits. There was never any place for you in this part of the story. She was going to use you to get rid of the husband. You were an instrument, a tool, and at the end of it all, you were going to go to jail and she was going to live off of his benefits with their hands free of any blood. An Indiana woman will spend the rest of her life behind bars for telling her lover to kill her longtime firefighter husband. Elizabeth Fox-Doerr, 52, was found guilty by a jury of murder and conspiracy to commit murder in the death of 51-year-old Robert Doerr. Indiana court records show Evansville police determined that she told her lover, Larry Richmond, dumbass Larry, when her husband would be home from the fire station. The slain firefighter was found dead in his driveway on February 26, 2019, just after 7 p.m. Police say Richmond shot Doerr at least 3 times as the firefighter exited his truck after working a 12-hour shift, according to probable cause affidavits obtained by the Courier and Press. My impression right off the bat, you're dealing with a man who has nothing of any value in his life. He has no motion in his life. For him to lay up with another hard-working man's filthy woman and even entertain this type of proposal, me personally, I would have left her immediately, reached out to the husband. Hey, it doesn't matter who I am, just watch your back. Your wife is trying to take you out. On Monday, a judge sentenced her to 90 years in prison, 60 years for aiding murder, and 30 years for conspiracy to commit murder. Friends and family of both Doerr and Fox-Doerr packed the courtroom for the sentencing. Local reports said Fox-Doerr's own son testified against her and advocated for his stepfather, Doerr. I will never be able to forgive her for being the reason that my siblings and I have lost the family we grew up with. Nathan Guthrie said that's messed up. But her other son spoke on his mother's behalf, saying she forged goodness into him and would not order a murder, you pussy ass mama's boy. Everything she taught me made me the man I am today. You're an idiot. Her son Taylor Barrett said fellow firefighter Larry Wilt said Doerr's death was a day that turned a lot of people's lives upside down. I lost my best friend, my fishing partner, my bowling partner, he said. Firefighters are the heroes, pillars of the community, and run into a burning building, risk their life to save someone else. That's why it's especially foul for him to go out in such a way. 28 years of service, and he's taken out by his wife, laid up with some dirty bum. Richmond is accused of fatally shooting Doerr's stunt dummy ass and is currently awaiting trial. Fox-Doerr, who dialed 911 that night, was originally charged with obstruction of justice and false informing for allegedly deleting a phone call record before calling authorities. Those charges were eventually dropped in October 2019. In July 2022, Fox-Doerr was charged again, that time with perjury, and she has been detained since her arrest, according to local ABC affiliate WEHT. Prosecutors said the initial charges against the widow were dropped at the request of police to make sure a trial did not interfere with the murder investigation. Oh, they were on to her. Authorities charged Fox-Doerr with murder in August 2022. Despite the verdict, Fox-Doerr maintained her innocence. I never asked anyone to murder my husband. My world came crashing down on the night of February 26, 2019. I was in shock, devastated, lost, and I have never been the same, she said at the sentencing. It reads like crocodile tears. Of course she's going to maintain her innocence. She's facing damn near a century in prison, and she's already starting to look like a skeleton. She's the common denominator in all this. Richmond would have never known who her husband even was had it not been for her. And I don't know how much a divorce would have got her since she was so damn unhappy, but I'm positive it wouldn't have got her 90 years. Guthrie told jurors Doerr was like a father to him. It's been 5 long years and finally justice has been served. Not yet. He's still got to get the stunt dummy. He told the Courier and Press after the verdict Dad can finally rest. He can finally sleep. He can finally be put to rest. Fox-Doerr's defense attorney vehemently denied his client had anything to do with the victim's murder. He said the state never proved that Fox-Doerr told Richmond to kill her husband. Well, he's a defense attorney. He has to earn his money. It felt like I just listened to a screenplay for a crime novel that was based in fiction, attorney Mark Phillips said during his closing argument, according to the Courier and Press. The state of Indiana, through its prosecutor, wants you to speculate, but Vanderburgh County prosecutor Diana Moores said the evidence was clear. Not only did the phone logs show she spoke to Richmond before the murder, but there was also motive to kill her husband because she wanted to receive 75% of Doerr's firefighter pension for life, along with a $12,000 death benefit. Without the defendant in this case, Larry Richmond would have no reason to murder Doerr. Exactly, Moore said, the Courier and Press reported. Does Richmond really think he had a place with this woman after these checks started rolling in? There's no scenario I see where he walks away from this. I even see where she might even turn his ass in if it meant her walking away scot-free. According to a probable cause affidavit, the male defendant's son told police in 2019 that his father sent him and his mother letters, one of which said, according to a police account, if the gun he stole ever pops up, they will be trying to charge him with murder or accessory to murder. Why would you even have that on paper? Richmond was arrested less than a month after the shooting due to his son's tip. Police found a box of guns with serial numbers removed and buried in Richmond's backyard. A felony offender released from prison in March 18 after serving 22 years of a 45-year murder sentence. He was legally barred from owning any guns. He served a 60-month sentence on those gun charges and is now in Vanderburgh County Jail awaiting trial for Doerr's murder. It's scheduled for November. According to the affidavits, the Evansville Police Department's investigation also came to rely on the word of a jailhouse informant who said Richmond had admitted to the murder of Doerr on multiple occasions. If he did 22 years out of a 45-year sentence last time, whatever they smack him with this time, they're going to have to revive him with the Dragon Balls for him to finish his whole sentence. If nothing else, if you learn nothing else in those 20 plus years in prison, you should have at least noticed that you don't want to go back to jail and behaved accordingly. Police say that Fox-Doerr eventually admitted to deleting a phone record which detailed a phone call with her co-defendant telling him when her husband would arrive home because she knew he had been in trouble before. See, she was working him the whole time, and then she doesn't even look all that good and did not want investigators to think the duo had been carrying on romantically. One of the affidavits obtained by WEHT alleges cops say the phone call in question occurred between 6:46 p.m. and 6:51 p.m. The first 911 call was made at 7:05 p.m. Her husband worked at the Evansville Fire Department for 28 years, his obituary said. There you have it, kids. Elizabeth Fox-Doerr and Larry Richmond Sr. There are no winners in this story. That man worked his ass off for 28 years, and all his wife could think of at the end of it all was what she would get if he was out of the picture.